is the Voice Randomist Tea Kettle Talk. I'm Eldridge, and to my left always is
D'Artagnan. That's
I forgot what she was, y'all.
I was
sipping a seat. We're gonna talk to you for a little bit. Hey, let me pull out of the kettle today and see what we got in here. You know, it was kind of hot the last time. What y'all think?
It's still kind of hot. Be
Okay,
careful.
I'm scared. You take that. Hold on to that.
Give me the lid.
Oh, I can't even read this. Oh, what's your life's purpose and how do you live it?
Oh, that's good.
You think that's a good one?
That is good.
Okay, well, let's talk about our purpose. Given the fact that it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, you know, the 20th of January, we all need to talk about our purpose because he had dreams for all of us, so we maybe need to talk about what our purpose is. So I'm deferring to you. What do you guys think?
No, you're going first.
Okay, I'll tell you what my purpose is.
I
go last because I'm the oldest. See, that's how that works. So we
go
go backward this way. I play that old card whenever I can. So my purpose in life is really to expose the hidden good in humanity. I want to take every opportunity to showcase what other people are really doing because I feel like there's so much negativity in the world. We look at all of the social media, we look at all the TV, we hear all of the stuff about what's happening in the wars with the presidential election that's coming up. And it seems that everybody is just focused on what's negative. It stresses me out and I really want to have people focus on what's positive. So I think that that's what my purpose is in life. And when I had my life chart done, it said that I was supposed to use my voice to help uplift people. And so that's what my purpose is. And that's why I talk so damn much, y'all, because I'm supposed to use my voice. Okay? You heard it here first. So there.
Sure does.
All right.
I embrace it all. I want it all.
So there. Oh, but the thing about it is I research stuff before I open my mouth. I do what Confucius said. I either shut up and not say anything or I open up some books and read. Okay? So reading is fundamental.
Yes, it is.
How about you?
Yes, it is. I think my purpose is children.
Okay.
And also seniors. So I have a love for them both. Like, I don't want any more children.
Okay.
Let's not confuse that.
Yeah, let's not get it twisted.
But I have a passion for working with children.
Okay.
Which is why I'm part of the Generational Guidance Group, the mentoring program that we have going on right now in Appleton, Wisconsin. So that'll be, you have some events and stuff coming up with that. So you ladies, I'll be expecting to see you all.
Yep, you gotta fill them.
Gotta take care of the sister.
Right.
So that is one of the things that's in my heart, and also dealing with seniors. So with me having to take care of my grandfather when he had dementia, it taught me a lot about patience, and it taught me a lot about compassion, and it taught me a lot about just being in the moment and learning how to be in your surroundings. Because once an adult, twice a child, I mean, just watching that go backwards and having to change him and clean him, and you have to do those things, teaches you so much. It teaches you so much, and it really, that's where I learned my patience. So when you pray for things, you got to be prepared for them, because the way in which they come to you is going to be a test. So I learned my patience.
Did you pray for patience before that happened?
I prayed for patience before I got the opportunity to take care of my grandfather, because I'm very, very impatient.
Okay.
I still am very impatient when it comes to people wasting my time.
Yes, girl.
But I was very, very impatient, and I was praying for patience, and I got to take care of my grandfather for a year.
Okay.
And that taught me a great deal of patience. And then after he passed, I got to take care of my friend's grandmother when she moved out of town. So I got to continue in what my passion was, like taking care of, the elderly. So I have a big heart for that. So
I have mad respect for somebody who can do that. I mean, being in a position where you have to take care of washing somebody and bathing them, it is no easy task. And I totally can relate because of what I went through with my husband when he was born. But so I get it. And it takes a strong person, and you do learn what you're capable of, because I never, just like you probably never thought you were capable of what you did. And it brings something out of you that you don't even know, that fortitude that you have.
Yeah, I watched my granny do that, take care of my great-grandma before she passed away last year. But she took care of it for 10 years, and she started to develop Alzheimer's. And my grandmother was the last person people thought would take care of my great grandmother, because my grandmother had a battle with drugs and all that kind of stuff. So she was the last person that anybody thought would take care of her. And when I tell you, my grandmother had never been to school for how to be a nurse or how to be a doctor. So, but it all came to her. It all came to her. She knew how to take care of my great grandmother better than any doctor or nurse that they sent over there. And when my great grandmother lost the ability to talk and get up and go to the bathroom on her own, and my grandmother was, it was a game of charades trying to figure out what was wrong with her, and was she hungry, was she happy, was she sad, and before she passed away, you couldn't tell my grandma that she was no doctor or no nurse, because she had it all down to a science. And we was like, dang, how she how she know how to do that, or how she know what's wrong with her, or how because anytime something was wrong with my great grandma, she would grit her teeth. She would grit her teeth, and nobody knew how to make it stop. And we'd try to let my granny rest or whatever, and we were like, Granny, can you please come in? We don't know what's wrong with her. She go right to the spot. Whatever's wrong with her.
I got to tell you guys something. When that's what I experienced when my husband had that last stroke. We were able to we had this mental telepathy thing going on. And I have to say, I don't want to get all emotional and stuff, but what I see from the three of us is that we were practicing love in action. Really unconditional love in action. Something happens to you because you develop some type of a communication with that person. You become in sync. So for him, it was he would do this thing with his leg. He was totally paralyzed. He had aphasia, so that meant that he couldn't even really see me, but he knew I was in the room, and he would push his leg a certain kind of way. No, the nurses, no one, and I would say, I know what he wants, and I would take care of it for him. That to me is the power of what God can do for you when you tap into being obedient and listening and following your heart. Because a lot of times people say, well, I shouldn't have to do this, and then they want to put the person off on the system to do it. But I encourage people. I know that when I was growing up, do you guys remember when you were younger? Do you ever remember any of your family members ever sending anybody to any kind of home or something?
No, we took care of it.
We took care of our people in the home. Literally, the funerals happened in the living room. I mean, in some cases that I know people, they had the funeral in the living room because that's how the family was. The family didn't want anybody outside taking care of anything that the family could take care of, because that's what the equation of love is. So that's what it is, you guys. I feel and I hear expressed when we talk like that. So if anybody out there has a loved one who's suffering, don't think that you can't do it, because again, you can tap into abilities that you don't even think you have. I mean, you didn't think you had telepathy. You didn't think you had telepathy. But we got what we got. Let's pull one more from the tea kettle and see what else.
I didn't get
You
my
didn't talk about your purpose. Yeah, tell us. We got so deep into that.
It's short.
Okay.
I feel like my purpose is to love on the unloved.
And you do it so well. I watched you today, and you were standing behind this girl, and you were like, oh, let me fix your hair, because your hair is out. Like she has this thing where she's like, I need you to be perfect, baby. Come here. Let me fix that for you. And she will fit. Okay, girl, you rocking that. Go ahead on about your business. And she does it so easy. You don't come off offended like, touching on me, like, what's wrong with you? She comes in and she's like, it just comes off so naturally.
Because you have a soft
it comes
spirit.
it comes off with love. It doesn't come off with anything but love. So that you're living in your passion.
Yeah, you are.
You are
and I feel like I meet so many people that I could be anywhere, literally anywhere, in a nail shop or in a store, and I will run into somebody who just need to talk. Just need to be heard and listened to, and for me to be like, yeah. And I will know their whole life story before I even leave up out of the store.
That ain't me. Don't confuse the two of us.
I don't know. Even though they do. Shout out to the bartender that kept calling me D'Artagnan. I know she's beautiful, but that is not me.
I'm trying to see.
Look. Okay. Maybe it's the hair.
Yeah, maybe
But
that would be the least likely mix up for me,
Kept calling me Dart, and then Allison was finally like, her name. Come on, Allie.
It's okay, you ain't gotta hit them.
Right. She's like, her name is Bess. I was like, all right, no. But yes, I think that is my ultimate purpose, and that's why I started the channel, because I wanted to
Yeah, talk about your channel.
Okay, so I started a channel. It is called Words Left on Red, and basically, I want to mentor two people through my life experiences. I want to be able to learn from other people's life experiences because ultimately, I feel like that's how we can get through life.
Absolutely.
And when you don't have that person in your life, like before y'all, I didn't have nobody in my life telling me about mortgages and insurance, and I didn't have nobody like that. Literally, it was me doing it on my own. And I've meet so many people that don't have that type of positive reinforcement, and I feel like, why not pass on the things that y'all tell me about, and why not be a motivation in their ear for them to keep pressing forward when they feel like they don't got nobody, or feel like, you know, well, this is the end of my life. You know, I meet so many people, like when I go back home to the city, and I meet so many women that's like, you know, this is my life, and I'm struggling, and I'm living with my mama, and I had a baby, and it's just over with. This is what it is. And I'm like, that's not true. That is not true. It's a whole nother life out there that had I not, you know, experienced, I would have thought the same thing. I literally thought like this was life. Now when I go back to the city, I'm like, I can't believe that people can just, you don't know what you don't know. Right. And you can't fault people, and it's just a lack of resources. It's not, oh, they're lazy, they don't want better for themselves. They don't know. So I feel like if I can help at least one person by passing along the information that I know, why not do that?
And I totally agree. And I think that that was the purpose when you did Words on Red. And you guys go to her channel, subscribe it, like it. This is our sister. And while we are here together, we do things together. But that shouldn't stop you from checking us out individually, because we all have endeavors that are good. And we're here to uplift humanity. And that was the purpose of this channel, is basically, you know, just to expose a hidden good. And then we can branch out and still come together as a collective. So, I mean, that's the purpose of us being here, because I feel like God has something for all of us to do. But the thing is that, you know what the definition of conflict is? When people think there's scarcity and there's not enough to go around. This is why people don't support people. This is why other women have a hard time supporting, or people of color have time supporting somebody. I remember back in the day when going way back to the 80s, and I was one of the first people of color to be hired onto a job, and there were people there that were already in roles of power. There were people of color. Do you know they did not want to reach down and grab me and pull me up because they were afraid for their position? Well, I ain't scared. I'm not afraid. I need to make sure that when I'm gone from here, that there's somebody that can pick up the reins and pull and push us forward. Because if you continue to do what you did in the past, you're gonna get what you got in the future. So we need to do things now to help our young people to understand how to move through life, so that they're not held captive by the things that they do not know that they do not know.
Yes, and if I can be a part of that, I will. And if it's just one person that I help, that's one more than knew yesterday. And that one person gonna help one other person. But I realize that everybody don't have a Dar in their life. Everybody don't have an L or an Alley in their life. And I do. Before I met y'all, I was like, which way is left? Which way?
So you that windsock out there?
I was like, and I thought I knew it all. And then when I connected with women like this, who's so willing to reach down and give me that love that I did not have, and I was didn't even know I was missing from my life. I just thought life was hard. Well, life is hard, but I just thought like it's complicated. Everything will just never be enough. And then you have somebody who reaches and gives you that. Come on, baby. That's dark, but come on, baby. Yeah, come on. Lay on the couch. Go to sleep. Yesterday, I needed that. She like, come on, lay on the couch. But and if I can pass down what y'all give to me to other women that don't have, they're not even just women, but men too that don't have that.
And we can't be afraid to let another person who looks like us in the room. We cannot be afraid to support one another, because I'm gonna say this out loud. This is why the Hispanic community or Latin community, they shop in their stores, okay? You have Jewish people. They go to their schools, they have their own schools and things like that. So the thing about it is we have our channels, and we encourage any and everybody to tune in, subscribe, like, and share, because we are inclusionary. We want to do something to help everybody. So shouldn't feel like that we couldn't support people. I feel like I can support you, and it's gonna make me a better person. No, why would God put me out here to work since I was 13, 48 years of work in all those different industries to learn something? If I was, and all those different relationships,
hold it to yourself.
and I'm gonna keep it to myself. That's what I was talking about this morning.
Shadow
Talents.
got me telling all my business.
Girl.
Look, my business, I don't even care no more.
Her business is your business.
Usually I be like, that is not everybody's business to know. Like, no, I'm not telling that now. It just comes out.
And it takes so much courage.
Yes.
Because not a lot of people are willing to put on the line. I'm not on the line, but in front
of public eye.
To be scrutinized.
Be scrutinized, be judged. I'm telling y'all what's going on, whether you judge me or not. They judge Jesus Christ.
Girl, yes. And if he was judged and he got through, who are we to be complaining?
I ain't nobody.
Look. Pray. I don't like these two today either, y'all. Look, one more and we're going to be done with this.
Jesus built a fence around. Your turn.
One more. Let's be done with this.
Yes. Well, we ain't never done. It's just
Look, she said, that's a long one.
It's just a
She said,
start.
let's get a short one.
We ain't never done. It'll be until next time, right?
I really can't believe the pot is burnt.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it did.
It's
it burned.
literally burnt.
Really?
What? That's what happens.
It's something
when
about being a queen.
No.
Yes, get her scepter, please, and her crown.
Crown her.
An affair. Can you forgive even if you can't forget?
Yeah.
Did that hit the core for everybody in this room? It hit the core for me.
Tell us. Go for
it hit the core for me. So can you forgive? Yes, I have forgiven. Can you forget? No. It makes you the entire relationship will be different no matter how much you try to build it, and no matter how much you try to let it go. It's always there. The trust is gone, and once you lose the trust in a relationship, the relationship is basically over. Now you just living a everyday life.
Y'all coexisting.
We're just coexisting and trying to get past it, and then eventually, when you forget about it, it's
when you're dead.
Do it again. So, yeah.
What about you, girls?
It's over. I gotta kill him.
Don't put that on.
Okay, my bad.
We gotta help you.
Right there from the record, Your Honor.
Premeditated.
Strike the
Okay,
witness's
all right.
last
Forget that. No, actually, it depends on the circumstance, and I don't even want to say that.
Don't put that out there.
No.
You can forgive because we know who you are in your heart best.
I know, but I can't see. I will forgive, but then the relationship will be over still.
Okay.
Because I know that I know me, and I know that little things will be. I'll be like, or I can't find my pants. You know,
everything right. Who house was you at last night?
Exactly.
They never cheated again after the one time that they cheat, but because that is always in your mind that you did that one time, that it just makes you doubt everything. And so at that point, the relationship, how do you go on with the relationship that you have to doubt every second?
Because like Chris Rock said, everything looks suspect at that point.
Everything. Like, why how you eat meat now? You know what I'm saying? You eat.
You ain't never ate
sushi.
That's
when you start drinking that. Like that was
when you like Pepsi. Look. You know, we drink ginger ale in this house.
Look. You ain't never worn navy blue. You said you didn't like navy blue.
All of them things.
Then you start brushing your teeth with your left hand as opposed to your right hand. What female you got? Right? No.
Suspect.
No. Everything.
Everything. Even when it doesn't have to be. Everything becomes suspect. So yes, to forgive can be forgiven, but to forget, it never goes away. I don't care how much you try.
And
it
it
never
depends
goes away.
on, are you married or are we just in a relationship?
Right.
Because once I'm married and the affair happens, it ain't no just, we finna get a divorce. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I want to throw a twist in there because when I was studying interpersonal communication, shout out to Dr. Catherine Dendia, she did some research on friendships. And friendship relationships are a lot like romantic relationships. They take the same type of path when you get to know people and things. So a lot of times you can have a strong friendship with someone you've known for a long time and they can do something to violate their friendship. And to me, it's the same as if it's a love relationship. I'll forgive you because I need to do that for me to get rid of all the baggage and the people that I'm carrying with me of that stuff. But I will not forget. And I can tell you that we may not do the same thing that we did before. It won't be the same anymore. Because like Dar said, the trust is gone. But I feel like if you do certain things to me, maybe there's 4 values I operate on: the honesty, the loyalty, respect, and the trust. So if you did something to me, I can't trust you because you were disloyal, dishonest, and what you did in disloyalty disrespected me. So those are the things that I live, the pillars, I fight you with, the 4 pillars, like this chair here, I can't hold up no more because all of those are broke. So I got to get a new chair.
But also, in our recent conversations, it may be something you had to go through in order to get to where you are. So it may be an experience that you needed to have to become the person that you are. So yes, in that aspect, we hurt doing it. But was it something that we needed to slap us in the face to say, this is what you need to be
doing, or you better than that?
And you, unless you would have been, that's how I feel about the situation that I had went through. And I feel like had I not went through that relationship, I probably would have still been stagnant, not trying to achieve anything else, not realizing my worth and who the hell I was. I would have still been in that situation.
So you have to think about what the purpose was in it. That's why I say if you haven't figured out what your purpose was or what somebody's purpose was in your life, sit down and think about it. What was the purpose of that person in your life? Because they were either there to teach you something, or they were there for a reason. You know, you were supposed to teach them, or they were supposed to teach you. You have to know which one it was.
So on that, I'm gonna plug something here. I'm writing a book. It's called The Road to Possible, and pretty much exactly what Dar said. I'm looking to see what got me from where I was that got me here. And as I did it, I started going back to each guy that I ever dated from the time of the first relationship, trying to figure out what did I learn in that relationship. And I realized that one person taught me about financial literacy. Another one taught me about self-esteem. You know, it's just whole things of people. And so I may read a few excerpts from it, but it's really powerful stuff, especially when you journal and you go back and you consciously look and say, what the hell was I doing? And why did I ever get in that? And then the voice tells you, well, this is what you learned. And this is why. And so if you catch yourself thinking about why you did that, just stop for a moment and write down what you think you might have got out of it. You know, I learned so much about myself and the things that I like and don't like because of the interactions with those other people.
The things you've already gone through.
It's the stuff.
That's how you learn what you like and don't like. If you don't go through it, you don't know if you like it or don't like it.
Well, that's why The Road to Possible, the slogan is you have to go through something to get somewhere. That's what the book is all about. Any final thoughts about this purpose and all of this good stuff about forgiving people? And
don't cheat.
Don't cheat. Friends out there, be loyal to your friends.
Be loyal. Be loyal.
Whether I'm in your space or whether I'm not, give me the same loyalty when I'm not there that you would give me when I'm there.
Be honest. And
that was a good
somebody cheat on you, don't